Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. In this video, I let M1 do the stock picks for me based upon my current allocations. We'll see just in a few minutes what those stocks were. If you've been following this journey, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you do not miss future videos. Also, please click the like button to help grow this channel and get the word out on dividend growth investing, getting paid just for owning stocks. This is what dividend growth investing is all about. And what we're looking at right now is my taxable stock brokerage account with M1. Looks like they're having some problems here. 1 year, year to date, 3 months. It looks like it's getting the percentage return, but it looks like the graph is not drawing for some reason. So 1 year, almost 15%. We go over the last week and we've been down 1.15%. Look at today, we're just up 0.2%, but right now the portfolio is at 252,856.27, and this is live, so this will be changing. And we're going to go to the activity log, so we want to see what stocks were chosen based upon my allocation. What it pretty much means is stocks that have kind of gone down in value, and M1 takes the deposit I did, the $100, and it puts it into the stocks that have kind of struggled, so to speak. So you can see my deposit here this morning, $100, and there were 6 buys, and it was able to resolve everything except for a penny of it. So I can use that extra cent for a later purchase, probably on Thursday or Friday when I do my next video where I do the picking. I'll pick 5 stocks and put $20 into each of them. So here we can see the 6 buys are. Looks like $1.05 went to Caterpillar, and then Prudential got $29.40, and then Apple $19.94, McDonald's $14.04, Hershey's $13.48, Aflac $22.08. So it looks like my main pick was Prudential, and of course that's due to how I have allocations set up within my portfolio. I'll leave a link below so you know what that is, and we're going to be going into the holdings tab and we're going to grab some data, but I'm going to walk you through my Google Docs spreadsheet first, but we will go over this in just a second. And I'll leave a link below for this Google Docs spreadsheet. This is a great way to track your stocks, especially if you have an M1 account and you have like more than a dozen positions. It's really easy to copy and paste in the data, and it will update the average share price shares and your cost basis for each of the buys. And what I've done is on this sheet is on the 6 positions, I've put the current dividend if I were not to pay or buy any more fractional shares, or there wasn't a stock increase. This is what they're going to pay. So we're going to see the Apple, the Aflac, Prudential, Hershey's, McDonald's, and then the last one was from Caterpillar. We're going to see those, and we may not even see Caterpillar go up because it was like just over $1 that went to Caterpillar. It may stay at $7.81, but we'll see. And that's why I put these values out here, so we can see how the dividend income is going to go up on just an individual basis, as well as the monthly cash flow average. I'm going to put the 998.32. You can see what this sheet tracks. It has the company name, ticker symbol, share price, average share price, number of shares that I own. Here's the market value if I were to sell. Here's my cost basis. Here's my gain or loss in dollars. Here's my gain or loss in percentage. And right now, the only loser I have right now is Starbucks. You can see with their current share price and what my average share price is there. And then you can see here's the dividends per share. This is quarterly, except for my 2 monthly pairs, which are O and BST in the blue. Here's the current yield percentage if I were to buy more Apple, which I did this time around. And here's the yield on my cost. Here's the pay date. I really want to know when that pay date is because I want to know when I'm going to get paid. And here's the next dividend. You can see that amount differs from the dividend paid here because I drip those dividends back into those positions. You can see they're all higher, some higher than others. Like with the SCHD, if they're going to have the same dividend, I would be getting roughly $10 more just by dripping that in. The next time they pay. I don't think SCHD is going to have 82 cents next time. I think it's going to be lower. Could be in the, who knows, the high 60s to 70s. We will see, because this is unexpectedly high, that 82 cents. And these are the dividends that paid me so far in the month of July, $1,044.71, and we have some to go, especially with BST. I'm expecting that 480.50 in here. And subscribe so you'll see my next video. Well, when I close out July, I'll show you the proof that I received all these dividends and kind of go over the tracking and the progress of this portfolio. So what we want to do next is we're going to grab the data from the M1 data tab and the holdings tab, and this shows all my 52 positions. Here's the cost basis, here's the current value of the portfolio. You can see my unrealized gain here, and everything is sorted from the largest position, which is SCHD. And we're going to scroll down, and again, this is going to update the data for the 6 buys that I had, and ADP is the smallest position there. So I'll grab this data, and we're going to put this into the M1 data tab. What it's going to do is it's going to change the cash flow average for monthly, quarterly, and annual. But we're going to take the annual, the new one, we're going to take it over to the monthly average dividend tracking tab, and we're going to write down this event since it was a $100 deposit. We're also going to see these values change as well, but possibly not for Caterpillar since it was such a small buy. Going to the M1 data tab, we're going to do a pay special of what we grabbed over on the M1 page and just completed it. So we're going to go back over the dividend portfolio tab, and we'll just go from top to bottom on these 6 different positions as well as the monthly cash flow average. You can see Apple, they don't pay a high dividend, it's 0.45%, and so that kicked it up by 2 cents there. So new dividend will be $3.53. And then next up was Aflac. The current dividend or last dividend paid was $10.24, and the next one's going to be $10.35. And then next up is Prudential. I think most of the money went into that. Go activity log and take a look. I think that was our main pick there. See the 6 buys. Prudential, yeah, $29.40 with Aflac the second place. So we're going to be up to $47.12 there. Next dividend, and then Hershey's from $9.12. Next one's going to be $9.21. And then McDonald's, $12.39 was the last dividend, and it's going to go up to $12.49. And we'll see if Caterpillar went up, and it did not. It's going to be the same. So, because it was such a small amount that was purchased, but it did buy just a tiny bit with $1.05. And I'll show you, it bought 0.00301 of a share, but that does add up. It's going to be something when I buy more Caterpillar, it'll kick it up a little bit as a result. So we can see now the new monthly cash flow average is at $998.52. This looks like we added 20 cents. So we're going to carry this $998.52 over to the monthly average dividend tracking tab. I'm going to scroll all the way down here. This captures pretty much every single event that I do with this portfolio. So $998.52. And this is a $100 deposit. We'll see what the difference was. And yeah, 20 cents was the change to my monthly income. And just to kind of review what kind of events I put in here are deposits, or if there's like a dividend increase. Here was Kroger with a 10% dividend increase. Also dividend drips. What I do with my strategy is when I receive a dividend, I drip it right back into that stock from which it was received. So you can see more dividend drips here. And deposits, I do 2 $100 deposits per week, so there'll be 2 entries of that. And as I get dividends along the way, those are dripped into there. And there's also dividend increases. Those seem to be the main events that I cover. And the reason I do this tab is to show the progress of my income in this portfolio. You can see just from the month of July alone, I've added a sum of $9.89 of additional income going forward every month. Going forward, it's not just a one-time event of $9.89. It's $9.89 more every single month going forward. Let's go jump over to the dividend tracker tab. I've been doing these videos since January 2021. You can see the dividends that were paid in January. They're $37.41 portfolio value. And we see this grow as well as the dividends growing. We're going to go more to present time. And there's, remember, the $1,044.71. Those are the dividends received so far in the month of July. July is going to be huge because SCHD paid a couple days later. It was supposed to pay in June, which artificially lowered the amount of dividends here. And just to illustrate, if SCHD would have paid, I think it was $958.20 or $958.20. Let's put this over here real quick. And if it were to pay in June, what that would be. So if I would receive the dividend from SCHD in June, I would have had $17.27 for June, which would have been an all-time high. You can see my other June payments, like last year, was $13.62, and then December was the prior high at $15.50.08, and I would have had a 10.61 quarter-on-quarter increase and an increase of $284.27. But since it went over into July, it kind of messed that up a little bit, and it shows an artificial minus 25% quarter-on-quarter decrease. But Q3 is going to be huge because this dividend carried over into Q3. So let's look at, we can see in July, here's what the portfolio value is right now, $252.8, rounded to the nearest $100. You can see from October 2022 how we've gone up in value from there. And we can see also the average monthly dividend. I look at this as a paycheck and almost at $1,000 mark, and here's that $989 in monthly increase, and even month over month increase of 1%. And we take a look at the annual dividend, close to that $12,000, and then I've increased my annual dividends by $118.72 in just the month of July alone. And then this was a buy. We're going to add $100 there, so we're up to $700 for the month of July. And to close this out, we'll go over to my total net worth. The portfolio over here, this Average Joe Dividends portfolio, this is 15% of my net worth, and that is expressed right here in this cell right here, the $252,889. But most of my net worth is really wrapped up into boring ETFs over at Vanguard. You can see the amount over there I have at Vanguard, $444,000 there in an IRA, a Roth, and a taxable brokerage account. Here's my current employer. I have a 401k over there, and it's mostly in an S&P 500 fund with Fidelity, and 89,218 is the balance there. I have a very large IRA from prior employment to this employer 401k, and that's up to 659,173. And again, here's my M1 brokerage account where we went over the dividends, but I'm receiving dividends from these investments as well. And we talked about the $998 where we're getting close to $1,000, but when you count everything in, here's my average monthly dividend for all investments, almost at that $3,300 mark. So if I had access to the IRA and everything, this would be my monthly income just rolling into me each and every month on average. Of course, some months like your March, June, September, December, those would be larger months, but the average would be this. I'd be averaging right about $3,300 per month based upon my investments as well as my savings interest as well. You can see here's my emergency fund here. If something were to happen to my employment, I'm pretty well taken care of there. I could take a year off if need be, and even longer than that. And then here's my more immediate money here, our shorter term savings, and then here's my home value, and then here's my liabilities. Here I have a balance on this credit card and this credit card, but I don't carry those balances over, so I never pay interest, but I list them as line items because they take away from my net worth, at least temporarily. But it evens out when I'll be shifting some of this money over. This will be used to pay this off before it's due. I usually pay it off a week or two before it's actually due. And we can see here's my total net worth at over $1.6 million. Here is the breakdown with stocks, home equity, cash, and bonds. And I also have that split into pre-tax and after-tax. A lot of people have most of their net worth wrapped up into their home. and something you really can't, unless you have a home paid off, it really doesn't help you out as far as your freedom. That's why I list this after tax as freedom to pretty much do what I want. But even if you have half your home paid off and you're making mortgage payments, it's still, your house isn't helping you out really much at all. It can lower your living costs somewhat, but you still have property taxes and upkeep in that home. So you can see the breakdown by U.S. and international as well. So that's pretty much what I had to show you. We'll go back to the activity log in case you missed it, what those 6 buys were. Of course, what I'm doing is not investment advice. This is just based upon my allocations of stocks I think that are a good long-term investment, at least from my opinions. And Caterpillar and Prudential was the main pick. Apple, McDonald's, Hershey's, and Aflac was the second pick. So you can rank them Prudential, Aflac, and then Apple is my top 3 picks. So thanks for sticking to the end of this video. If you got value from this video, please click the like button. Also subscribe so you do not miss future videos. I'll be doing another video either on Thursday or Friday when time permits, where I do my 5 picks of what I think are good investments, at least at this time. So thanks again, everybody. Everybody take care and have a great week.